So would you recommend joining something like the How We Work community page as a way of potentially developing self-confidence when applying for jobs?
Definitely. I think we talk about neurodiverse experiences being so individual. Neurodiversity looks different for all kind of people. And having a space to share and to talk about it gives you some sense of solidarity. Even if your experiences don't look the same, you have these shared learnings and you know you're going through a process with people. For me, that solidarity aspect is so important, especially when you're putting yourself out there. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of drive. And it's frightening. It's definitely frightening. You're thinking, am I the only one feeling this way? But that momentary discomfort of putting yourself out there, whether it's applying for a job or coming onto a community and talking about your experience, what I've seen is that momentary discomfort, if you're able to get over it or if you're able to kind of push forward, you are paid back in kind.
Yes.
I've put myself out there and I've said to a lot of coworkers, I'm neurodiverse, I have ADHD. These are the things that really help me work. And in sharing that, in that momentary, oh gosh, what are they going to think? How are they going to respond? What does this mean? They've responded often in kind. It's scary, but it is.
Yeah. It can be really scary. And the thing is, if you're, and it can be scary. And a lot of times you'll get really positive feedback, but occasionally, you can get negative feedback. And having peers that you can bounce ideas off or basically I wouldn't quite use the word confide, but you can basically share your experience with can be really useful and not having to explain yourself.
I think our first meeting, David, when I was this young buck in the legal field and I reached out to you, hey, this incredible paper, it just gave me a sense of calm. It gave me a sense of how I could navigate things. And I think our first discussion was just was saying, yeah, exactly. Oh, you too? Me too.
Yeah.
And to even have that information sharing, this worked for you, that worked for me, I said one of the things that I'm really passionate about is advocacy, community, and critical thinking. And the How We Work community is exactly those three things.
Yes.
It's community building. It's critical thinking because you're figuring out, okay, they're contemporary modern work settings. How do we move through and how do we make these settings work for everybody? And it's advocacy because you're there putting your voice out there. There's lots of work we need to do in terms of equity and that equitable outcomes and advocacy space.
Yeah, and I can perhaps share a perspective of someone's a bit older. It would have been great when I was first starting out to have had a place to actually go and do that, because you can feel quite isolated and think you're the only person who's had that experience. And we all have slightly different experiences, but it's nice to actually feel not quite so alone and feel like, right, someone else is having this, and actually maybe they've got an idea or two that I can pick up on. Because it can feel quite isolating. Yeah.
I've learned that through talking to other junior lawyers too. We all have a great deal of perfectionist tendencies. There's certain things that if we're doing large document reviews, we kind of have different ways of working and we just share how we work and you see whether that works for you or not. It might not. But that information sharing and solidarity, it kind of breaks down all of those access barriers that people have. I've become a better lawyer and a better friend, a better person through being able to share with people.
Definitely. And the thing about this is it's a community forum, so in one sense while it's a forum, you can do it with a certain amount of privacy. Which if you're not used to doing that, and perhaps it's the first time you've talked to people about being neurodivergent, it's quite useful to do it in a place that's, I loathe this phrase, but quite safe.
I completely agree, especially as someone who I think I've always worried a little bit about perception.
Yeah.
I've always thought, I'm putting myself out there. Is there any way that I'm kind of bringing risk to myself, whether how people are going to react in a professional or personal workplace setting, a professional or personal setting?
Yeah.
And the community has really helped me get over that fear. And I think the different settings within the community that, people are at different stages in their journey.
Yeah.
I've kind of slowly started entering this more open advocacy about my experience and sharing my life with other people. And people should have various settings in which they're able to engage with the community and in a way that's respectful and safe for them. Because you won't get good things out of the community if you're unable to engage in a way that works for you.
Yeah.
It's like work. I mean, you can't. You work best when it works for you.
Yeah. And for some people, that will be actually providing advice. And there'll be the stage where they feel comfortable doing it. For other people, it will be actually just lurking in there, and just observing and taking things in, and potentially just seeing that there are other people like them who are going through similar things, and that they learn that way. Yeah.
I mean, I think I was lurking for about maybe 2 years on like forums, thinking, ADHD lawyer. Yeah. What does it mean? How can you do this? So it took me a bit of lurking. It took me a bit of seeing other people put themselves out there, seeing the reception, and also realizing that you'll get good reception from some people and you'll get bad reception from some people. And that's how it's going to be. But often, and what I learned and what I've seen is that you get paid back in kind. You create a community, and putting yourself out there. I mean, I'm stoked if I see another young migrant brown woman realizing that she also is neurodiverse and she's able to talk about it because there's someone, someone else who's done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's very cliched, but if you can't see it, you can't be it. And as I said, it's really cliched, but there's some truth to it.
It's a cliche for a reason, and I'm a bit cheesy, so I love cliches, and it's absolutely right. Yeah. Like being able to see what's given me the kind of courage to talk about it more openly and to throw myself into employee network groups and just general community work where I talk about my experiences was hearing that other people feel comforted by it, that they're able to take a next step. So, I mean, heck yeah, I'll take on a little bit of discomfort if that means that I'm able to bring people into the fold. We can create a community, and then it's something that isn't really that's every day.
As you're one of our community leaders, can people reach out to you with questions?
Absolutely. I mean, I've said it here and I want to repeat it again for everybody that if you're willing and comfortable to, put yourself out there a little bit and put yourself on the page or in whatever capacity, whether that's more private or discussing with me directly, I will be paying that back in kind because I want to bring people into the fold. And I've chosen my engagement to be with this community and to be a community leader because that's exactly, I want to grow and develop this. So people they can message me about anything under the sun. Obviously not work-related matters, but I would love to talk to other people about just being a neurodiverse professional, just a neurodiverse person, moving in life, moving through work. That's what I'm here for.
That's awesome. Tanuvi, it's been great having you here. If there was one bit of short advice you could give your younger self, what would it be?
I would tell my younger self to lob the application in, to give it a go, to mess around and find out. And in that process, you'll be paid back in kind. You'll create community. It's a little bit of momentary discomfort putting yourself out there, but it's worth it.